Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. And I'm making this video because it does seem that there is quite a bit of confusion currently in community, which is quite unfortunate because it's a very simple thing that should have been explained. And now as Battlegrounds Season 12 is coming to the launch, more and more people are asking me these questions, and I thought I knew the answer because I had heard Na saying that the tactics will only work on the appropriately tagged champions. However, there are conflicting, rumors and information coming into the light, and the most interesting one surrounding defensive tactics specifically also kind of makes sense, and let me explain that one. Right. So we are going to start with this thread in itself. Who will benefit from BG Season 12 attacker buff? All champions or just AWDK ones? Who can explain? And we do not know this one. Because previously when Battlegrounds used a node that was a tactic defense, they tuned it so everybody benefits from it. But if everybody benefits from that offensive tactic, then the meta doesn't really make sense. Kind of. At the very least, initially, I suppose. And then we can see further that just the hashtag DK champions, if everyone benefited from it, why would even be a defender node there? To me, that just reads as the name of ability, but you can be on something. You didn't clearly mark it, so I'm confused. In fact, according to what's written on the forum discussion, all champs will benefit. Clarification would be nice to know who to rank up. Exactly. Do these feed Mystic Dispersion? Yes, they do, by the way. Same goes for Sugar Pill on defenders. If every defender will have Sugar Pill, then why would I upgrade the tagged one specifically? Unless there is an official response, I'm not trusting the word of the mouth. Holding all BG rank up till this meta hits and see what's what. My logic is that the Decay and Sugar Pill are AW hashtags. These are not noted as such, so all champions must benefit. If they are tagged champions, this is just another massive fail from Kabam. And, there's a lot of discussion, and we don't really know. Here is the interesting part. Here's the tricky part. Obviously, Kabam hasn't replied to this, which again is kind of worrisome. We can see that the initial tactic here is called Stevia Pill, and it's a different name. So if we take a look at Season 12 nodes, the victory track tactic called Stevia Pill, and it's different. It has nothing to do with Unstoppable. It gives the placebo buffs, just like the Sugar Pill does, and you do get, these placebo buffs just refreshing if you already have 5. But Sugar Pill has, whenever the buff expires or is nullified from the opponent, 50% chance for the defender to gain Unstoppable passive lasting 5 seconds. So here is the interesting bit. So I do think that there is going to be a different, or again, will it apply to everybody? Again, I heard, I believe from Na, who works for Kabam, that it is just going to be the hashtag champion. If it's all the champions, however, again, then we do have situation significantly different. Because if these tactics, both offensive and defensive, apply to every champion, then we are going to have some insane defenders, for instance. Because decay attackers, so no matter who you use in attack, right, would be inflicting 20% withered debuffs. And with that, for instance, fighting against Baron Zemo would be an absolute nightmare. If every single champion will be debuffing Baron Zemo like crazy, then, within a couple parries and a few hits, he's going to automatically root you. It's not going to be a fun time. Similarly, if you are going to be attempting to infinitely debuff, Kingpin, then the block damage potentially could add to infinity, because every time you make contact, you try to debuff him, he can purify that, or either way, you reach 8 in total. He gets a rage buff, and then he's just going to hit in your block so hard, nobody's going to know what happened. So that would clearly change defender dynamics if every attacker was hashtag decay. Because again, there are quite a few champions that you do not necessarily want to be actively debuffing. And then, obviously we have the vice versa thing. Making contact with the defender has a 100% chance to grant the attacker placebo buff. And if any of the buffs expire or is nullified, they have 50% chance to gain an unstoppable passive. This would effectively mean that, yeah, I just can't see how exactly it's going to work. We still have the Prayer in the Week and Staggering Beauty. And obviously, it's important to know that the Sugar Pill also works with debuff nullification. So if you get buff staggered, then every champion will gain power and have a chance to go unstoppable. And here, if every champion benefits from decay, then Hazard Shift is meaningless. Which it very well could be. But the entire point is, regardless of which one of these situations we end up in, where maybe, every champion has that tactic, or maybe only the hashtag decay attack. Maybe every champion has the Sugar Pill defense attack, or maybe only the appropriate hashtags, or a mix of both. Maybe Kabam says every champion has the offensive tactic, but only the hashtag one says the defensive one. The problem is that we don't know. And Battleground season is starting in 2 days. More and more people are, for instance, asking me, which champion to rank up, will I make the MVP video, and so on and so forth, as I always do before every season. The problem here is, I don't know if I can, because I have no idea how it is exactly going to work. Again, I have heard that it's going to be just the hashtag champions. I have heard that it's going to be everybody. In past, we have had defender nodes that were working for everybody, not just the hashtag champions. But then again, it might as well be a mix of some sort. It's just so annoying when Kabam does this, and they do not explain this. This should definitely be mentioned in this post, and this should definitely be, clarified by now in these posts as well, because it is quite popular post. It's still living up there, and we still that would be nuke meta. But if I realize it would mean that nothing more than nuke meta and steroids, attackers will take no damage from suicides, including recall, and damage over time, including yeah, that's true. If decay is working for every champion, you'd basically be taking, everybody would have to run recall masteries as a default. Right? And will it be a season like that? Yeah, because if you take, that's 100% true. If decay tactic works for every champion, then if you do not have unlocked recall masteries, you're just going to lose every match, or pretty much every match. Which again seems kind of off. Will this be a recall only meta? Based on, but it really, it's quite important, because if it's only the hashtag defenders, then realistically it's only skill and science champions that have that hashtag, and there will be very few of everything else that we can use offensively. If it's not just the hashtag defenders, then it's recoil or go home. So hashtag attackers. Again, if it's hashtag defenders, then it'll be largely mystics, therefore science kind of working there and whatnot. But if it's every defender, then we're going to have some insane defensive interactions, like Baronzima and stuff like that. Either way, no matter which way Kabam here goes, we're going to have some quite crazy... we're going to have some quite crazy season, and I expect a lot of people are not going to be happy with it. Because, yeah, whichever way Kabam goes with this, it is going to be very odd. Let me know what you guys think, and if possible, I will leave the link to this discussion. Go to Kabam forums or tag Kabam on Twitter, link them to this video, because we do need an answer. We do need to know what to do before the season starts. Now, the only kind of saving grace in this situation in particular is the fact that 8.3 launches at the same time as Battlegrounds, so, less people will be inclined to jump immediately into Battlegrounds. Like I'll be streaming, for instance, 8.3 first and foremost, and then getting to polygons. And by then we're gonna have it figured out. But still, it ain't cool, Kabam. You should tell us this stuff. You should really tell us clear and concise. At the moment, everybody's just scratching their heads. So yeah, what do you guys think? What will it be? Is it going to be only the hashtag attackers and defenders, or every champion in the deck? Catch you guys soon. Bye bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about